started July. Hey, everybody.
Okay. Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? I'm just here trying to get it together. Tremel's trying to get it together. We're a little late. Hi, Talonia. Thank you for the blender. Hey, Erica. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Kay. Hey, y'all. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, y'all. Today for me was a real hectic day. I decided I came home from dialysis. I wasn't really hungry. So I had me a little light snack. I had me a little blueberry muffin. Child, I sat up here and I wasn't sleepy. So I just watched TV or whatever. Tremel went to sleep. And I'm sitting up here watching TV. Why at 10:15 I fell asleep? 10:15 I want to get sleepy. Tremel woke me up at 10:30 and was like, Papa, it's time to do the show. I was like, I know, I just looked at my phone. I see what time it is. I didn't want to get up, y'all. I didn't want to get up, but I had to get up. Happy New Year, Erica. Tell Jonathan we said Happy New Year as well. Oh, Happy New Year, Lisa. Oh, y'all. When I tell y'all, that little nap did me a little bit of good.
Mm.
It did me a little bit of good. It was a very little nap. It was just close your eyes and don't even fall into a deep sleep kind of nap, which I knew. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Tylonia. Tremel ain't stopped using that blender since he opened it, child.
Oh, sure enough, ain't.
Hey, Alicia. Hey, Margie. Shout out to my bush babies that ain't talking, that always show up and don't talk. Shout out to you, too. Happy New Year, bush babies. Now, y'all know y'all was supposed to get a coffee with the Kings this morning, but we had a little technical difficulty uploading. So we gonna upload it and you'll get it tomorrow. Yes, it was because when I tell you, Talonia, Tremel ain't stopped using it. I mean, he took it out of the box, and the next thing I heard was zzz, zzz, zzz. I'm like, ooh, he blending up some ice. I knew it.
I've been making slushies. I've been making iced coffee.
Hey, Miss Southern Girl. Yes, your gift was definitely put to good use. And I can't talk because I put Carol's gift to good use because I was making some oxtails, and the blender and the crock pot came at the same time. So the only thing was with the blender, it came in the blender box. So it didn't, I guess that it might not have asked you for a uh, a note to put in there, or if it did, there was nowhere for them to put the note because they didn't put it in like an Amazon box. They just left it in the blender box and taped it up real good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so how was your day, Tramel? I told him how mine was.
Um, I've been going through it a little bit today. I got up this morning. I was feeling okay, but then for some reason when we was in dialysis, I was so cold, Joseph. It was like freezing, and so I was very cold when we was in dialysis. The good thing is that they changed the size of the needles that they were putting in my arm
Mm-hmm. To the bigger
to a
ones.
bigger size, and I was comfortable with it.
Right.
Um, the needles didn't hurt. As a matter of fact, I hardly even felt them when they put them in my arm, so that was a good thing. But I don't know. Ever since I got home, I've been feeling so exhausted. I don't know why.
Well, they did the blood test today. They took your blood, right?
Yes.
Asked them what your hemoglobin is
Oh, okay.
on Wednesday because that's what that test was for.
Um, my neuropathy. The neuropathy has really been put me through it.
Oh, yes,
And
mine
that's
too.
because of the weather. When you had neuropathy, the weather, the weather can really can exacerbate it a lot. Uh,
Hey, Margie.
it can make it feel good or it can make it feel worse.
I don't remember it raining this much when I first moved here
Yeah, it's
before.
been raining a lot, and so it's been raining one day, and then it's nice another day, raining the next day, and so it has exacerbated my neuropathy to the point where I'm having some issues with my feet. Um, and so I just been trying to push through it. Uh, I've been like in and out of sleep today. Um, I had lunch and I took a nap and woke up and I've been up ever since.
You sound confused like you all over the place, child.
Who me?
Mm, put that over there, please.
Who me?
Yes.
I sound like I'm all over the place.
Right.
That's because I am, in a sense, I am all over the place.
Right, Lisa. Because you was here. It's raining way more than I used to when before the first time I moved here because it did not rain this much. Or if it rained for about an hour or two, and then the sun came out and it was fine. But it just rained. Hey Denise, hey Leon. It rained and then did you see it snowed a little bit? I don't know if it snowed where you was at, but it snowed a little bit where we were at when it was really cold. And it's just hey, I have the neuropathy on the well, that's what I'm calling it because I hate saying my dead side. So I'll say neuropathy on my right side from the stroke. I mean, technically that's what it is because the nerves are like when you have neuropathy. And oh, it's just been driving me up a wall, up a wall. So I know how Tramel feel. Hey Trisha, I know how Tramel feel. Cause my right side and then the left side of my face. Oh,
Yeah, but if I sound like I'm all over the place, it's because my anxiety level is really high. I'm dealing with some anxiety issues. And of course, I developed some type of skin allergy I don't know if it's because we're in Georgia or what, but
I
I
know
just
it's
developed
happening in
this
Jersey.
allergy um with my skin. And I'm gonna have to see a dermatologist, definitely. I'm definitely gonna have to see a dermatologist because my skin is become very dry.
Oh, yours, mine too.
And no matter what kind of lotion I put on, and I have medicated lotion, the lotions the doctor has prescribed for me, and that's not even working.
Hey Tyrone, you
That's not
should
even working.
you should
So
see how my legs look like alligator skin, like they just peeling.
yeah, I don't understand. My skin is very, very dry. It feels
All right,
very dry.
I have medicated. Look, I think honestly, you know what I think it came from, and we just got to get moist again.
What's that?
Rome,
It's a
by it being so
possibility.
cold and dry up there. Rome.
It's possible. I mean,
That's what I think the dryness came from, not anything else.
well, my skin wasn't very dry when I was living up there. It was okay.
Oh, Lisa, he resting. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you he resting.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not I'm not tired, as far as like getting rest. I get plenty of rest. It's the other things that are like ailing me right now that I'm just trying to push through with.
Yeah, Miss Southern Girl, when I first moved here, the allergies got me so bad. When I went back to New Jersey, I had to see a doctor. He told me to use neti pot and take Zyrtec. Child, I used the neti pot maybe twice and took. I did what he told me to do. I used the neti pot twice and the Zyrtec when I used it. Child, what came out of my nose was oh.
Yeah, speaking of that, I have been sneezing like, oh my god, you've not seen me sneeze, have you?
I hear you.
My sneeze feels like a
Hey
it feels like a
Tyrone,
cough, but I've been sneezing a lot. I
yeah,
don't
when did
know
that start?
what.
Because I've been doing it too, sneezing and coughing at the same time.
Yes, well, I was, yeah, I've been doing that.
It started for me in Jersey. I was just
It
be.
started for me in Jersey too,
It was
but
like
it's
I would go to
really,
sneeze and then I cough, but it's like you feel like you dying because
yeah,
you inhaling the sneeze and then you
mm-hmm,
coughing and it's like what the hell?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It started out for me in Jersey, but here it's like the volume of it is like 10 times.
Oh
It's a
yeah, the
lot.
allergies here they gonna get you in the beginning.
Yeah, and I have seasonal allergies, so I think the greenery here is really getting to me as well. I don't know what the pollen level is here in Georgia, but it must be a little high because I'm sneezing.
You want to move back to Jersey?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I was just asking.
So yeah,
Yes. Lisa, I didn't know
that's
you
what's.
was in Hampton. That's where I used to live when I lived out here before. I
Mm,
lived in Douglasville and then I moved to Hampton.
yeah.
Right down the block from that big Walmart. Oh yeah, Miss Southern Girl, the pollen is bad here. When springtime come, I'm gonna have to keep him loaded up with some I'm gonna have to keep him loaded up with some allergy
I
meds.
mean, I've taken my allergy meds. I've taken some Zyrtec, um, and it don't feel like the Zyrtec is working.
No, in the springtime here, you're gonna have to take two.
Mm.
Cause it's bad. All right, Trisha, get in them bushes and eat your dinner.
What's for dinner?
What you eating for dinner, Trisha? The rest of the oxtails? Ooh, my oxtails came out so good.
Yeah, they did. The oxtails were really good yesterday. The oxtails were good. Everything was good that we
Everything was
cooked.
good. The pork was good. The oxtails
Hmm.
was good. The cornbread was banging. I don't know what you know did to that cornbread, baby, but it was banging. It was everything.
Thank you.
That's all I ate.
I never got so many compliments on my cornbread.
Oh no, that cornbread was banging yesterday. That's all I was eating at first. I cut a little tiny piece because I had made coffee. And I was like, oh my God, this cornbread is so good. And I went back and got another piece. and then I got another piece, and I was like, okay, if I keep eating cornbread, I ain't gonna want to eat. And then Tramel had called his father over to come get a plate, and I'm like, well, I need to taste these oxtails because he done just gave somebody a plate, and I don't even know what these oxtails taste like. And when I tasted them, then it was eating oxtails out the pot and eating another piece of cornbread. Smothered pork chops, rice, and green beans with potato. Okay, Trisha.
Well, my father called me when he got home and he told me, he said the oxtails were phenomenal.
Tyrone said, tell him about the cornbread.
The cornbread, I just
Did you add anything to it?
no.
Did you use the blender to blend it up?
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
did
see,
that.
Tyrone, I told you.
Yeah.
He just followed the recipe on the Jiffy box.
Yeah, I just followed the recipe on the Jiffy box. The only thing that the only well, I'll tell you what the secret is to my cornbread is that what I do is I take a stick of butter, right? And I put it in the pan that I'm going to cook my cornbread in. And I take it and I stick it in the oven and I let that butter melt so that whenever I'm ready to when I'm finished mixing up the cornbread mix, I just pour it on top of the butter and then just stick it in the oven and then let it cook. So, maybe that was the reason why it tasted so good because it was nice and buttery.
And you used half and half instead of milk.
Yes, I did. I use half and half instead of milk. Yes.
Because that's what I do when I make it. I use half and half. And I use, depending on how many boxes I might use, if I use, well, you did 4 boxes, so I would use the whole stick.
Hmm.
When I do 2 boxes, I use a half, I melt down a half a stick of butter. I put it in there. I put about a quarter of a cup of brown sugar. And then
Do you put your butter
I
in your
melt the butter
mix?
and put it in the mix. And I do what you
Okay.
do. I melt the butter in the pan as well.
Okay.
I put the butter in the mix. I melt the butter down in the microwave and pour it in the mix. And I put like a quarter of a cup of brown sugar. And I put like 3 tablespoons of white sugar. And I mix it up real good. That's why I smell up my cornbread and be like, oh God, this is so good. It tastes like cake. And I will put like 2 or 3 drops of vanilla in it. Not a whole lot because I don't want I just want the vanilla to give it a hint of vanilla flavor. Just a hint. So I'll use like 2 to 3 drops of vanilla, mix it up, and put it in the. I do what Tramel says. I'll melt a stick of butter in the pan, and when I pour it in there, the mix just pushes the butter up, so the cornbread won't stick anyway.
Hmm.
So
No, I used to put sugar in mine, but then I had issues with measuring, and from a couple of times that I put sugar in there, previous, it would come out like really really dense,
right, you
and
can't
I
put too
didn't
much
like it,
sugar.
So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna eliminate the sugar altogether, you know, and so I stopped putting sugar in my cornbread.
Yeah, Talonia, most of the stuff that calls for milk, me and Jamel use half and half because we always buy half and half for coffee. But neither one of us is a milk drinker, so we barely have milk in the house unless I buy milk because I'm making a mac and cheese. And
Yeah.
most of the time, I put half and half in my mac and cheese as well. It's very rare,
Yeah, we
very,
don't
very
really.
rare you'll find milk in our
Yeah, we
house.
if we buy milk, we'll buy like maybe a pint or something like that.
Right. It is very rare you find milk in our house. So we always use half and half in cakes and cornbread and anything that calls for milk, we use half and half, but we put in our coffee. And if you want like a flavored cornbread, like a caramel flavored, if you use the amount of milk but get like a coffee creamer, a caramel coffee creamer, and use that instead,
Hmm.
oh, it comes out delish.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of the flavored creamer
Right.
either.
Because if you use flavored creamer, then you got to be kind of careful when you
Yeah,
add the sugar because it can
it'll
become
come out
too
too sweet.
sweet.
Yeah.
And then also with the vanilla, because then it can really end up tasting like a cake. But I know a lot of people that like cornbread that tastes like cake. I'm one of them. I like a sweet cornbread that not that looks and mimics a cake, but you know, it gives me a sweetness with all the salty of my food. You didn't? No, you didn't. So
Yeah, you should try those. Try those Tylonia. Try some of those things. Instead of using milk, use half and half. Um, and it'll taste better. Your food will taste better. You can taste it.
yeah,
You can really taste the
you
difference.
definitely can taste the difference. Even when you make a cake, if you use half and half, it tastes totally different than when you use milk.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, when you make a cake, a box cake mix, if you use water like they say, I'll substitute the half and half for the water, and the cake comes out tasting completely different. Completely different. Hey, Carol, our day was good. We can't complain.
No, can't complain too much.
Oh, thank you, Talonia.
It's just been a long day with the dialysis. For some reason, the dialysis drained me today, Joseph.
And see, it didn't. I stayed up for maybe an hour,
hmm
and then I started falling asleep.
It really like drained me. Like it took a lot of my energy.
Because I have this game on my phone, and it's kind of almost like Tetris, but not Tetris. And I notice if I play it when I'm sleepy, I cannot go to sleep. And I think it's because it stimulates your mind. So my mind would be so stimulated. Like I played it when we got off of here and had to go to dialysis the next day, and I ain't go to bed till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Cause I was tired while we was on live, but then when I get off, and if I play the game, like I'm not tired no more, and I just keep going. Okay, one more time. Okay,
Mm.
one more time. Okay, one more time. And I realized that it stimulates the brain, so I cannot play that when I'm ready to go to sleep, cause I won't go to sleep, cause it's like a brain stimulator.
Mm.
So if any of y'all need brain stimulation, I'll tell you what the name of the game is. Because trust me, when I'm ready to go to sleep, I'm ready to go to sleep. But you saw last night when you woke up, I was still up
hmm
because I was playing that damn game, and my spirit said, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it," and I did it any damn way, and I gagged. I sure did. I gagged. I came together. I sure did. Ooh, how was y'all day today? What did y'all do? Did you have to work, or did you get the day off because the holiday was yesterday? What was it giving? What did your day give?
Yeah, a lot of people went back to work today.
Well, except for if you worked at the post office or a bank, then you didn't have to work. Oh, Trisha, you did cleaning. Oh, Tylonia, are you on dialysis as well? You going back tomorrow? Or you a nurse? Wait, because I know somebody's a dialysis nurse. It might be Tylonia. I know somebody that watch us. Hey, you said you wasn't expecting a cornbread tutorial. You asked. You asked, so we did it. We ain't cooked nothing today, Trisha, because we still have food left over from yesterday.
Yeah, so we just ate leftovers.
Okay, Tylonia, you're the nurse. Thank you, Carol. Like I said, our day was good. We didn't have no. I didn't have no complaints. Shamel got a bunch of them, but I didn't have no complaints. Last week we both was feeling the same way. This week I'm good, and he's like, it's kicking his butt today. But it gets like that sometimes. Sometimes it just you just be like when you come home, it's just like I want to get in the bed. I don't want to do nothing. I just want something to eat, curl up, get up when I gotta get up, and get back in the bed and just chill.
Listen, as you get older, you find that you have your good days, and then you have your bad days, and then you have your not so good days. So I
Child, only stream y'all know this
there we
one.
go.
Thank you, Kay, for telling us the sound went out. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It did the same thing last night. We be on, and then all of a sudden on our end, it takes us out. That's when y'all say there's no sound.
What about now? It should be. You should.
No,
You should
my
be good.
phone is at full
Well, it
volume.
just came back. I'll give it a couple of minutes.
There you go. There you go. All right, y'all. Well, y'all ain't chatting it up in the chat. Y'all are not chatting it up in the chat tonight. Tramel ain't chatting it because he ain't feeling his best. I feel like I'm sitting here doing an episode of Joseph Rants, and I ain't even really ranting.
Well, I'm trying to talk as much as I possibly can.
No, I know.
Um,
Ain't nothing wrong with not feeling good. Shit, I've been there before and tried to do the show, and I was silent as much as I could be because I just my headspace wasn't in it because I didn't feel right.
I mean, I apologize. I'm
Hey, William.
not being quiet on purpose or
No,
anything.
no, that's what I'm saying. I know it ain't. Shit, trust me, Jamel. I've been there. You fail to realize everything you feeling right now. I've already been through. I've already felt. I know what it feel like. So I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all. Hey, 20. We got your gifts today. You got some of our old videos to laugh. Yeah, some of our old videos are really funny. Thank you for the gift, 20. We already used them. We made some coffee. And they are cute. They come with lids and they come with little glass spoons to stir it and everything. Yeah, we got your gift today. It was waiting for us when we came home from dialysis.
Yes, thank you so much. They are really adorable.
Hey, Carrie. Yes, yo. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. It's ridiculous. And they had to give me an iron shot. They had to give me some iron. Because I know Friday, I want to say Friday, she told me I needed an iron infusion and I needed something to boost my blood. And ever since Friday, I've been so hot. Like, I've been constantly cold all the time. That's why the person brought me the robe, because they always heard me saying, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. Baby, since Friday, I've been so hot. It, well, really Wednesday, I think they gave it to me. And it didn't kick in until like Thursday or Friday. Baby, when I tell you I be laying here burning up, oh, I wake up about 2 to 3 times a night and change my t-shirt. I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. And Trina will be like, it's not hot. I'm like, oh no, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I just lay with like this big envelope next to me so I can fan myself because I be burning up. And I know they had to give me iron because my ice cravings have gone down. I'm doing it now just because I want to do it, not because I have the need to do it. Like Tramel has the need to eat ice. Me, I'm just really doing it, and I'm not doing it as much as I used to. But yeah, when I wake up in the middle of the night hot like that, I gotta stand in front of the freezer with no shirt on and just let the air blow on me. Cause oh my God, I just be so hot. Most of the time when you know you need iron is you stay sleepy a lot and you stay cold all the time. Like even when it's not a reason to be cold, you stay cold all the time. So, and part two is your favorite. You stay cold all the time, Carol. And that's how I knew I needed it because I was like, I'm cold, I'm cold, and I'm not a person that's cold. Like right now, me being hot, that's the type of person that I am. I was always hot. I always had like a body temperature that was high, and I was always hot. But right now, I'm like on fire. I'm like, oh my God, it is so hot in here. And I turn the heat down because I'm like, well, of course, turn the heat down because it ain't as cold outside as it was. I turn the heat down and I'm sure it's slowly going down, but Tremel is cold. So it's like, oh, he's cold, I'm hot, which is normally how it normally goes. But when I'm cold and he's cold, I'm like, oh, we both need an iron infusion.
Yeah. Well, they gave me something for my anemia on Friday, but
You want me to post it
um,
again, Tylonia? I'll post it in here for you guys. Hold on. Go ahead, Tramel. Talk.
No, they gave me something for my anemia on Friday. I don't know what it was.
Iron. No, it
Um,
was it was Mercera.
and it helped. It helped. I think it helped a little bit.
You should have got a little boost of
Yeah, I
energy.
think it helped a little bit. Although I was cold today, I came home and I was cold. I was just freezing on today. It still helped a lot.
Hold on. And if you know how to get to the description box, the list is actually in the link to the list is in the description box. So if you can't get to it from here, you can always go in the description box because the link is there. Because normally I just copy and paste what was done the night before, so I never took the link off, so it's still there. Chanel, you want to throw or jacket for dialysis?
Yes.
Okay, Carol, we'll put it on there.
Oh,
We will put it on there.
you gotta be kidding me.
Just it is what it is. Babe. I'll have one of the moms posted every night, Telonia. Or if I remember, I'll post it every night. But yeah, it's in the description box. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If somebody buys something off that list, what we really need is that iron and ironing board. Because we don't have an iron and we don't have an ironing board. That's what we really need too. Everything y'all guys have been buying us is perfect because it's like I said, we moved here with nothing. We moved here with nothing. The only thing we did was, of course, get a bedroom set and a TV. The TV so we ain't bored, in the bedroom set so we had somewhere to lay down and at least put our clothes. But the next thing we really need is that iron and that ironing board because, child, I'm tired of going places wrinkled or throwing it in the dryer and hoping that the dryer get the wrinkles out, which it never does. Because I have this one shirt that I like to wear, but it's 100% cotton, so I don't care how many times I put it in the dryer, it stays wrinkled. So I never wear it because I'm like, oh, I need iron and iron board. I need iron and iron board. So if anybody buys us anything else, I hope it's the iron and the iron board. I mean, y'all can buy whatever you want. To be honest with you, I'm just letting you know that the iron and the ironing board is like right there of things we really need. Um, and then I'll put see me, I'm a hoodie person when it comes to dialysis. Like a fleece hoodie, I'll put it in the chat, and then I'll probably put like two of the same, or I'll put two of the same, or maybe two different colors. One will be for me, one will be for Tramel, because I just like fleece hoodies. And then I'll put actually I think I have a throw in my cart actually that I wanted, but I'll put two throws in the cart as well. I'll put two throws on the list as well. I'll probably do that between tonight and tomorrow. So if you check out the list either when we get off the live or tomorrow, the ironing board is already there. The throws and the hoodies I'll put in either tonight or tomorrow. Well, that's if Tramel wants a hoodie. I like fleece hoodies because they keep me warm. Because it be freezing in that. Tyronia, let me ask you a question. Why do they make it so cold in dialysis? Like, it be freezing. Like, I don't know how y'all take it as nurses because y'all just got on some short sleeves and maybe because y'all walking back and forth with us. So y'all don't really feel the cold like we feel the cold. But it be freezing in there. Yeah, a throw would be good, Carol. It would. But your that crock pot, it came good and handy because I made them oxtails and potatoes. Ooh, they came out so good. Yeah, you gotta have something to cover up with because it be freezing in there. It really be freezing in there. It's like, oh my God. Like, are you kidding me right now? Y'all can't be serious. Like it used to get so bad, they used to turn up the Talonia could correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's a way that they can kind of warm up the blood coming back into you, and they used to turn it up, but they couldn't turn it up but so much because oh, it was Carol, and I figured that because most hospitals themselves are just cold, and I know germs don't really live in the cold, so I figured that's why they keep it so cold. Because I've noticed that when there's more people there, it's colder than when there's less people there. It's not as cold, but ooh, child, like today I wasn't cold. I was nice and toasty because I had on some fleece sweatpants. I had on the fleece hoodie that matched the pants, and I had my t-shirt on. So only thing that was out was my left arm, so they could do what they needed to do. And then I was good, but Tremel was freezing. He was freezing, and he had the whole king size quilt over him. But that quilt, we got it from Walmart just to have something on our bed when we first moved. And that quilt, child, you might as well say it's a sheet, honey, because it ain't a quilt. It's more like a sheet. No shade to Walmart, but it's more like a sheet than it is a quilt. So I know why he was cold, but I wasn't cold. Today I wasn't, and for some reason, that's why I like the hoodies. Because for some reason, if I cover my head, because I know heat escapes out your body through your head. If I cover my head, which I do, I'll pull the hood over my head, and a lot of times over my eyes, so that the light don't shine in them and it's dark. I stay warm. But if I don't put the hood on, I'm still cold. But if I put the hood on, I'm good. So that's why I like the hoodie. Yes, Carrie. I figured. I figured. No, and you know what, Talonia? I think about that too, because y'all are constantly walking from patient to patient, machine to machine. When they start beeping, y'all gotta walk. Y'all got those little, I don't know what you call them, plastic gowns on over your scrubs. So I get it, because y'all would get hot moving around so much, as opposed to us just sitting in a chair for 4 hours. So I get it. I definitely get it, because I wouldn't want to be hot either, especially having to work. So I get it. And then it keeps the germs down, because, child, you don't know what people got nowadays. You don't know what people got nowadays, even though they make us sit there with a mask. And that was part of the reason why I got the flu shot. A throw, a blanket, carry, either or. I could put it in the well, you know what? I'll either put a blanket or I'll put a throw in the Amazon wish list, because it ain't none there now. Um, and I'll do that, and then you know it is what it is. But because they give you like this little, but see, they didn't give me one because I've been going for 6 years. They gave Jamel this little like throw. I can't say blanket because it's more like a throw, but that thing is so thin. It's like, okay, what is this supposed to do for me? Like honestly, it's like, okay, it keeps a little chill off, but it ain't stopping me from getting cold. I mean, but at least they tried, so I ain't even mad at it. At least they tried. So, because other places may just say screw you and don't give you nothing. At least Fresenius tries, and they give you that little blanket, that little green or blue blanket. Well, I ain't gonna say it's a blanket. It's like it's more of a throw because of the size, but it ain't gonna keep you good and nice and toasty and warm. It's just gonna keep a little chill off you. I just asked them today, Talonia, why the chairs out here in Georgia don't have that. Because my chairs in Jersey had that where they heat up and they massage you. They give you like a little, they vibrate and give you like a little massage. And I'm like, why these chairs don't do that? Because when I discovered that it did that, oh, baby, I was loving it. I said, wait a minute now. I don't have to be cold. I can heat this chair up and it stays on for a long time before you have to start it over again. But the chairs out here, they don't. The chairs on here don't. Yeah, it's a lot, Carol. It's a lot. It's a lot. All kind of ages. I know when I used to go, when I first started going, oh, my heart used to break because it was like this little girl. She had to be no more than 9 or 10, and my heart used to break for her every time they had to stick her because she would lose her. She, of course, no little kid wants to get stuck, and I was just like, oh my God, she's too little to have to be doing this. Like it was too much for me to see. Like sometimes they would sit across from me and I would just have to close my eyes and go to sleep because I just couldn't bear to. I couldn't bear it. I just I know it's a lot for an adult, but I can only imagine what it's like for a child. And it was way too much for me to handle. Way too much for me to handle. So I didn't even. I wouldn't even look. I wouldn't even look. Yes, FMC. Yep. I can't. Um. I just can't. I can't. When they little kids, I just couldn't take it. The older adults and stuff like that. And then where I used to go, my first dialysis center, I forgot the name of it because it wasn't FMC. It was something different. And oh my God, the diabetic people that just didn't have fingers or legs or feet. I'm like, oh, this is too much. It was depressing in the beginning. But then I had to realize, okay, most of this didn't come from dialysis. Most of this came from them not taking care of themselves from having diabetes. Because when you don't know, you be scared, like, oh, is that going to happen to me? Like, and then listening to them talk, I'm like, okay, they got diabetes. This is why this is like this, and this is why this is because they didn't take care of their diabetes. And that's why part of the reason why they ended up on dialysis. So, but it's scary. It's a scary thing when you first go. That's why I know Tremel was comforted because I was there. But when you first go and walk in that room and see all those people, it's like, yeah, you feel like, okay, well, it's more than just me that needs this situation. But like here, they got beds in the room. I'm like, I never experienced a bed being in the dialysis center before. And I'm like looking at people laying in beds. I'm like, why are they laying in the bed? Like, they can't sit in a chair. And I'm like, it could be overwhelming when you first go. It could be really overwhelming, especially if you don't know what to expect. It could be really, really, really overwhelming. It could be really overwhelming.
Well, it
So,
hasn't become overwhelming for me yet. Um,
well, no, because you kind of knew from me what to expect, and then you would see those people when you would wait for me.
yeah, but I'm looking for that moment where, like for me, everything is surreal right now.
Right. And I
But
think that's why your anxiety is high.
yeah, I think that's why my anxiety is high because I'm just waiting for that moment to like, take it all in and be like, I
I'm
think
really on dialysis.
there's gonna no, yeah, it's really this feeling of wanting to shout, and just not just well, I have this desire to like scream, but then there's a part of me that's like, Sherelle, what are you gonna scream? What are you screaming for?
Right.
Reality is what reality is. Um, the actual process of getting my dialysis done is really not something that's um,
Too overwhelming.
it's not overwhelming. It's not bothering me. It just doesn't bother me. It's like one two. For me, like, that's what it feels like. One two, one needle, two needles,
Right. Once
and
they
that's
stick
it.
you, that part, the bad part is over.
Well, I mean, I come from a world where, you know, let's see, I got diagnosed with diabetes in 2000. Oh God, 2005, and I've been giving myself insulin shots for what almost 20 years. I've been giving myself insulin shots in my stomach for over 20 years. And so, a needle in my stomach versus a needle in my arm is really no big deal to me. It's not a
Right.
big deal at
I've
all.
never been a person that was scared of needles, so it like
Yeah, I don't have a fear of
the
needles
first
either.
time when they pulled it out and I saw how big the needle was, I was like, damn. But I wasn't scared and I just braced myself like the other day when that girl was about to stick, she said, I know you ain't bracing. I said, she's like, I know you ain't tensing up on me. I said, I always do. I said, I always close my eyes and make a fist and let y'all stick me. I said, 'cause some of y'all stick me and I don't feel it. I said, others stick me and I be wanting to punch them in the face. I was like, so you ain't never stuck me before, so I'm just bracing myself for whatever I feel. And I was like, wow, you stuck me already in both of them? She was like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, see, you the type of person I want all the time because I didn't feel nothing. But child, then there's some of them, I be like, bitch, I want to fuck you up right now.
Well, let me say this. There was a time in my life where I had a very big fear of needles. And then when the doctor started prescribing insulin to me, it was a matter of life or death. Trevor. You're gonna have to give yourself this insulin shot. You're gonna have to do it every day. And so it became a matter of survival for me. And so then I stopped having the fear of needles. I remember the first time I stuck a needle in my stomach. My sister did it for me. And when she did it, she was like, "What are you jumping for?" You know? And I'm like, "You didn't put the needle in yet?" She said, "Yeah. I put the needle in." She said, "I put the needle in and gave you a shot already." I said, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "You ain't feel it, did you?" I said, "No, I didn't feel it." And from that point on, I just didn't have a fear of needles, and I didn't have a fear of sticking a needle in my stomach of all places. Because growing up, you hear, have you ever heard, if you get bit by a dog and you don't know if they had their rabies shot, you have to get 30 needles in your stomach and stuff like that. I was always fearful of that. That was the one thing that was always on my mind. And so, when I overcame that, being able to give myself an insulin shot in my stomach, um, things were fine.
And Cal, I think they prescribed it to Tremel. I never asked for it,
For what?
the numbing cream.
Yeah, they did. They asked me if I wanted some numbing cream, and I just said, just to be on the safe side, I'll ask for it. Well, I'll say yes to it if they ask me for it. Ask me if I want it, and I said yes, and they prescribed it to me. I've yet to use it.
I never asked for the numbing cream. I
Yeah, I've yet
just
to use it, and don't think that I need it. I really don't think that I need it because, like I said, the needles when they put them in my arm, I don't even. I barely feel it. I barely feel it. I don't feel it really too much.
I just let them stick me and be done with it. Cause I see people coming with they saran wrapped around their arm, and I'm like, oh, they got numbing cream on, so they don't feel it. I don't. It doesn't bother me to get stuck, so it's like, if I'm not bothered, why am I using numbing cream if I'm not?
Mm.
It, you know, it's a second, so it's like
It's not, you know, it's not a big deal, to be honest with you. For me. Now, anybody else, I can't speak for them, but for me, it's not a big deal. But it's life changing. It changed my life over the last 6 years. It did. It changed my life over the last 6 years. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say, oh, there was no life changes, but it did change my life over the last
Yeah.
6 years.
I mean, it is. It's a life change. It's a life change. Yeah.
Cause every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you got something to do for 4 hours. So you try to get everything else in either on the weekend or Tuesday and Thursday. Which, of course, you can't go to the doctor on the weekend, so you got to get those in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, Talonia said the numbing cream makes your skin tougher,
Oh, really?
and it causes them to have to stick you with more force.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, I've never used the numbing cream because I'm like, child, it don't hurt me that much to get stuck. So in the beginning, see, I was like Tremel in the beginning. My arm was sore and what have you, but I realized, okay, well, it's because it's new. So once I get over it, you know, once it's not new no more, I won't feel, and I don't. Like sometimes I do feel them stick me. But normally it's when they stick me in a different spot that I ain't been stuck in before. If they all keep, which they like, of course, as a nurse, y'all don't like sticking people in the same spot. But when you stick us in the same spot, that's when we don't feel it. When you go to a different spot, that's when I'm like, oh, bitch, that hurt. That hurt.
I tell you what does bother me. Um, I don't like to the tape to stay on my arm once they take my arm up. That is the most irritating thing.
See me, and I leave my tape on until the next day.
I have to take mine off as soon as I get home.
Shabelle take his tape off immediately. I leave mine on until the next day. Because I'm like, I want to make sure when I take that tape off, there ain't no mistakes, ain't no blood gonna come, ain't no nothing.
Well, usually I don't bleed. I don't bleed a lot, so
Me neither, but I'll just be scared. I'm like, I might lay the wrong way, I might move the wrong way, and that hole might just, or when you pull that gauze off, it might, because I've done that, even with leaving it a day, pull the gauze off, and it pull a little scab off from the needle hole, and I'll start bleeding a little bit, and I'm like, oh, shit. And I got to sit there and hold my arm till it stop bleeding. But on the most part, if you end up on dialysis, God forbid, I'm gonna say it like that, because I don't wish nobody end up on dialysis or hope nobody ends up on dialysis. It's not as bad as you may think it is. It's not as life changing. It's just that you know Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you got an appointment that you can't miss. So just look at it as an appointment with Jesus, honey, and be like, Jesus on the main line, and I can't miss my appointment. Cause that's how I view it. Sometimes I will stay home, but I know now, I already know now that if I do that, I'm gonna have to take Tremel. Let me see something.
hmm
I know look at that.
right,
Right on your elbow.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But y'all, we gonna get out of here tonight because Tramella's not feeling his best, and I really kind of want to try to go back to sleep, which I probably know I won't fall asleep till 1 or 2 o'clock now, even with that little 15-minute nap. So please, y'all, follow us on all social media platforms. You know what they are. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button
and hit that notification bell so you know every time we go live or drop a new video. If you want to become a member of the McRae King's channel, hit that join button. If you don't see it, the link is in the description box. So you could just hit that link for join, and it will take you to become a lord or lady or a knight at our round table. Also, in the description box is the link to the McRae King's boutique for everything McRae King's and our Dare to Be Different product line. So go check that out if you haven't checked it out already. And if you like something, make a purchase. And also, if you want to support the McRae King's channel, please do so. And you can send a cash app to, because Miss Betty ain't here tonight because she always drops it in the chat. Hold on, I'll put it in the chat. That's our Cash App. If you want to make a donation to our platform, that's the Cash App where you can send a donation to. Every donation you make to McRae King's, we put back into our platform to give you a bigger and better show. Trust me, we coming back on camera. And um, with that being said, guys, thank you for spending part of your night with us tonight. We love you guys. We enjoy you guys. And if nobody told you they love you today, know that Tramel and I love you. And there's absolutely, absolutely, absolutely nothing you can do about it. We appreciate all the love you guys send, all the messages you send on the replays of the videos. Keep them coming. We appreciate it. We love it. We love reading them. And with that being said, guys, you know how we end every show. You know what it is. I shouldn't have to say it now, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's Team McRae.
All damn day.
Y'all enjoy your evening. See you tomorrow night and see you at 11 a.m. for Coffee with the Kings. Believe me, tomorrow you will get Coffee with the Kings. Whether it's pre recorded or we're live, you will definitely get Coffee with the Kings tomorrow. All right, guys. Enjoy your evening. Love you. Stay
Good night.
safe. Good night.